today is a good day. I'm glad that I kind of started that, like the Yap sessions, because I'm gonna be doing another one today. Uh, it's just I've just been enjoying life, man, because you know, whenever things happen and they get you down and they make you upset, they piss you off, you just gotta walk away or try something different. Because for me personally, video games is kind of like one of my things that I really enjoy most. And so whenever the video game that I want to play in particular is upsetting me, it's hard to just quit. But, instead of just, you know, saying that I'm going to keep playing and keep getting aggravated, keep getting frustrated and let it build up and then do something I might regret. It's more so like I'm just going to try different things in said game. The biggest being Overwatch. It's what I mainly play a lot of. And so it's like, 5v5 is aggravating to me because whenever you play tank, it's like you just load into a loss. And so I started playing 6v6 and it's been far more enjoyable. And so it's like, it's the same thing applies to real life. Whenever something is happening that's making you upset, it's frustrating you, it's whether it's people, whether it's just like uh, something you're trying to accomplish, getting a job, getting hired, going to college, schoolwork, high school, middle school, whatever part, wherever you are in life, it doesn't matter because ultimately, anything and everything can piss you off. It can upset you, but you have to be able to understand that, hey, like I can get upset and get pissed off all I want, but what is it really gonna do? Nothing. Maybe sometimes it might do something, but there's no guarantee it'll be a good thing. It'll do a lot of bad, that's for sure. And so you just have to, you gotta be merciful and graceful to everything around you and to yourself too. You gotta give yourself plenty of space to work with because it's so easy to get wound up and that things have to be a certain way, that things need to be a certain way, that I must accomplish this, that I must achieve that. But you don't want to lose yourself in the process because then what's the point? We see a lot of that. A lot of people get to a very successful point in their life, but it's like they've sacrificed the things that really matter. And I feel like that's something that the world has kind of lost sight of. A lot of is themselves. The world has lost, sight of, people as an individual rather than just as a collective. Because even though we are a collective, we're first an individual. First we start with ourselves, which we should start with ourselves before we, focus on what's outside. And for me, that's really what I have been focusing on. Is, if I want to change the world, then I need to change myself. I can't just be the same person that I was whenever I was younger, whenever I was, more immature and more foolish. I gotta shift and change and be someone that can be helpful rather than someone who's just along for the ride. Somebody who just gives advice and then calls it there. Like, nah, you gotta be more than that. I want to be more than that. It's a lifestyle. It becomes a part of your life at some point, and it just becomes who you are, and that is who I am. I'm somebody who just I truly want to help people. I truly want to be there for people, and despite my distaste for what humanity has grown to be and for what they're growing to be, I'm still gonna make an effort. Because what else is there, really? When you really think about it, there's not much else. There's things that I could, chase and hope to achieve, but it wouldn't be as meaningful. And it wouldn't be, there wouldn't really be a point to it. At some point, you just gotta make a decision. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And that's one thing you'll find out is that a lot of things aren't easy, but they're necessary. And you'll go stronger. You'll go stronger as time goes on. As you continue to make more and more difficult decisions, you'll start to realize that they're important, they're necessary. You kind of have to do things, that way. You kind of have to do things this way. And you do it other ways, and it's like, I never noticed before how meaningless I was It was like I was wasting so much time, and yet at the same time, those experiences are important. They're essential to help you growing into who you need to be. And so you just got to be faithful. You just have to truly, truly, truly be faithful and committed, because it's your life. It's a lifestyle. I'm going to be repeating a lot of the same stuff because, I mean, it all comes together, you know. It's not like different pathways. There are different paths, but they all eventually converge, and they all lead to the same thing, and that is, you know, whatever it is, whatever the specific thing that you're chasing is, like inner peace, you know, self-love, you know, all things lead to that same way. And then once you get to that point, once you start to improve self, then you can start to focus on other people. But not saying that you shouldn't try to help other people while focusing on yourself, while trying to improve yourself, because you can do everything or you can do nothing. You know, there's a balance to everything. And like I've said before, in scripture it says there's a season to everything. And I know that that's true because I've been through a lot of seasons in my life, and I'm going through seasons in my life still. So it's just, honestly, it's fun. It's fun once you really start to kind of go into the path of self-improvement and trying to make whatever better. It's truly, truly enjoyable. And, you know, I hope that you find whatever it is that you're good at, what you enjoy, because for me, this is it. And so I'm just be praying steadily going forward that I don't miss anything, that I can ultimately hit everything and leave it all behind for anyone and everybody who needs it. That's it. That's all I want to pray for. That's all I'm hoping for. And if God has more for me, then hey, I ain't gonna sit here and say no, you know. But I mean, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to God. I'm so grateful to y'all. You know, let's just enjoy it. Well, may God's face shine on you. May His peace shine on you. May His love, His grace, and His mercy shine on you. And may His wisdom and His knowledge fill your thoughts and help you realize and understand whatever it is that you need to. Get to where you need to be who you need to be, and just know that you are loved. Yeah. If there's anything in specific y'all need prayer for, y'all let me know. You know, if there's any topics you want me to go over, let me know. I'm an open book. You know, I'll be here for y'all. And we're in this together. You know, like I said, I'm consistent, and I want this to be a family. So let's just see how it goes.